All right. Market context and environment. Let's talk about this. Okay. If you've been trading the indexes, like the S&P lately, you are fully aware that the current environment has been garbage. Okay. Um, I have not been trading the S&P lately. And why not? Well, it doesn't fit my trend following strategy. I only want to trade when there's a trend, right? Which right now there is not. It's just choppy. We're kind of in this big old range where we're kangarooing. We keep gapping down. I'm just not really interested in it, right? You might be so down to short this. That's fine. I have no problem with that. It's not my strategy to mess around in there. Since I trade a trend following strategy, I only want to trade when there is a clear and defined trend. And so how do I spot if there is a clear and defined trend versus not? You probably already are spotting it. I use moving averages, right? I think that's an easy way to pinpoint what kind of the context is, right? So if, for instance, price is trading above these spread out moving averages, I use the 20, the 50, and the 100 EMA, okay? If price is spread out above these, I'm only looking for longs. Why only longs? Well, we're in a bullish context in this scenario, right? So I've made videos on kind of how I trade, but I basically will look for pullbacks because it creates an area of liquidity above here, and I'll trade the breaks, right? I'll bump down to smaller time frames for entries, but I'm basically looking for these breaks and longing out of them. And so when market context gets like this, if you're a trend follower, you might not be a trend follower. You might be someone who loves ranges. You might be the type that sells highs. Oh, come on now. Sells highs and buys lows, right? And if that's the case, you want to stay out of this type of context, right? So again, maybe you use moving averages for that. You like trading when the moving averages are all choppy and everyone's confused and everyone's losing their minds, right? And then you wouldn't trade when there's a trend. Or you implement your trend following strategy when there's a trend. And then you start implementing your scalping or range bound, whatever strategy when there isn't one, right? There's no strategy that works in every market context. And the context is always changing. You know, you have periods of accumulation and like expansion and then distribution. And then you might have another reaccumulation for continuation, or you might just continue to distribute, right? You need to be aware of what stage of the market we're in. So what am I doing during this? Well, I'm looking for something that has a nice clean trend for me to trade, right? That's why I've been trading gold a lot lately. I traded gold last night. It was fantastic. Had a blast. Caught a 10.5-hour runner off this break here. But you need to be you need to be fully aware of what the context is. Like if you, looking at this, look at this. Look how gorgeous it is. And look at this and look how trash this is. Garbage, dude. Oh, come on. So, you know, if you know anything about how I trade, I love looking for a trend and finding liquidity grabs and pushes. Liquidity grabs and pushes. Liquidity grabs and pushes. Liquidity grab, push. It happened here. This one was a little trickier, but I did get it. Liquidity grab, push. Coupled with trendline breaks. Skadoosh. Skarambo. Skriddly dunk. Skriddly do. So this is my environment. And look at the MAs. They keep spreading out. They're pointing upward. We're above the 100. We're above price. We're above moving averages where we need to be, right? So just be fully aware of that. You know, it's like another example, CL. What's going on with me today? CL has been in this beautiful, just bleeding downtrend underneath these spread out moving averages. So what am I doing? I'm only looking for shorts. I have zero interest in looking for longs in here, because if I trade a trend following strategy where I take entries and then I'm trailing on like a 5-minute time frame, just letting the move work with the overall trend, there's no reason for me to be taking longs, because any longs that, sure, this is a sick move, I'm sure somebody caught it, but then after that move it just bleeds, right? Now we're slowly starting, this trend is starting to come to potentially an end, but now I'm in a situation where I'm not touching anything. I want to wait and see what happens here. Does price start basing out and pushing up, and then the moving averages start pointing up and spreading out? Maybe, but at the moment they're still pointing down, right? They're a little tight in this area, so we're kind of waiting. So just be very aware of what the current market context is. Only be taking shorts. This is what I do. Only be taking shorts when MAs are spread, pointing down. We're in a bearish little cycle right here, right? Only be taking longs when we're trading above. This keeps you out of trouble. You know, being that flip-floppy, I don't know whether to short or long or whatever, that can get you into trouble. So I suggest just only trading in the direction of whatever trend you're in, and if you're not in one, then either sit on your hands or find something else to trade, unless you're a range trader. Okay, so hopefully that's helpful. So it makes a big impact on your trading if you're aware of the context. Okay, have a great day. Appreciate it.